Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. Paddock. I have a story for you. It's called We Dig Worms. It's written by Kevin McCloskey. There are many different worms. Tree worms, sea worms, river worms, and gummy worms. Yum, 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 yum. The worms in parks and gardens are called earthworms. Worms feel light through their skin. Hello, little worm. Oh, they have no eyes and they have no nose. Worms do a lot of important work. I eat dead leaves and bugs, right? And of course we know they make these holes and tunnels in the soil. My tunnels bring air and water to the soil to help the plants grow. When worms dig, twisting and turning, they make the earth earthier. Worm poop is called castings. My poop is good for the soil. Ew! Worms are cool. Maybe to you, worms feel cool. They have cold blood. So here's a map of the worm. This is the outside of the worm. And then this is the inside of the worm. So on the outside of the worm, worms don't have any lungs. They actually breathe through their skin. This is called a clitellum. Only grown-ups have these. This is where the eggs become cocoons. So in this part here, this is the head of the worm, and this is the butt of the worm. When we look at the inside here, a worm has 5 pairs of hearts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Its brain is teeny tiny. This is the mouth of the worm. It has a nerve cord, it has blood vessels, and these things here, it's the gizzard and the crop. It's kind of like 2 kinds of stomachs. This is the intestine, and there's the butt. Cocoons, these are the small things. Worms are born from cocoons. They have these little feet, tiny bristles that actually, they're not real feet, they're just little bristles like hairs that help the worms to move. There you go. Mr. Worm, why do you come out after the rain? Well, it's easier to wriggle when it's wet. Worms move and breathe better when it's wet. Excuse me, Mr. Worm, do you have a big family? Oh yes, one worm can have 100 babies. That's a lot, isn't it? How many worms live here? Over 1 million worms can live in a small park. Millions and millions and millions and millions of worms. Wow, that's a lot, isn't it? How big is the biggest worm in the world? The Australian worm grows to 10 feet long. That's really big. Wow, it's as tall as an elephant. Oh my goodness, that's huge. Hey, little worm, I'm hungry. Do you want to have lunch with me? Why did the little worm go away? Was it something the bluebird said? Skedaddled, didn't he? I want to meet you for lunch, worm. Sorry, bluebird, I have important work to do. He better skedaddle, before that bird gets him. And there the worm is doing some important work. And look at the beautiful flowers at the top, right? Beautiful, and all the tunnels it's building in the soil. Amazing. Maybe tomorrow. The bird's flying away. Thank you, worms. Oh, they're doing such a good job, eh? Beautiful little garden of flowers. And there the worm goes again. Remember, it stretches its muscles And then away it goes, and it says the end. There you go. Well, I hope you learned a thing or two about worms. Look for our video of Frankie, Johnny, and myself composting, dealing with the compost, vermicomposting. We're going to be harvesting the castings. I hope you enjoy it. Love you and miss you all. Bye-bye.